Today we will discuss some problems regarding radioactivity. The radioactive phenomena already taught. The first problem is like that: half-life of a radioactive element is 40 minutes. What amount will remain undecayed after 4 hours? So this is the MCQ question. It is given that the half-life of the radioactive element is 40 minutes. T half is 40 minutes, and what amount will be remain undecayed. That means you have to calculate the undecayed amount, that is N, capital N, after 4 hours. Then next question: a radioactive substance decays to 1/16th of its initial activity in 40 days. The half-life of the radioactive substance expressed in days is. This activity is nothing but that you have to calculate that N by N0, or you can take A by A0. Like that you have to solve. If you cannot solve, then I will discuss in next class. Then the third question: the activity of a radioactive sample is 1.6 curie and its half-life is 2.5 days, and its activity after 10 days will be how much? So already T half is given 2.5 and the activity of a radioactive sample this much. That means the initial amount of the substance is given, N0 is given, half-life is given, T half is given. You have to calculate the activity after 10 days, means the amount of undecayed atom, that is N. So you will solve your own. Next, come to a different factor, that is known as nuclear reaction. You have already know about some chemical reactions, but today we will discuss about nuclear reactions. Nuclear reaction is nothing but it is just the process that occurs when nuclear particle such as proton, neutron, alpha particle or a nucleus etc. comes in contact with another nucleus. That means if a neutron is just bombarded with some nucleus, then the reaction will occur. The reactant is there and the product is there, and here one nucleus just transform into another nucleus by bombarding with suitable high energy particle. And when the nuclear reaction occurs, then what happens? It takes place by obeying various laws. That means the conservation of energy will occur. The energy of the reactant is equal to the energy of the product, and like that conservation of mass also occurs. That means the mass of the reactant is equal to the mass of the product. That means the total number of the nucleons should be constant. Conservation of charge occurs. That means the charge of the reactant is equal to the charge of the product. And conservation of linear and angular momentum. We have already know when the reaction occurs, the linear momentum P equal to mv and that angular momentum also conserved. So these laws are obeyed in nuclear reaction. And basically there are different type of the nuclear reaction, but we will discuss two basic nuclear reactions, that are nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. First we have to discuss about nuclear fission. The nuclear fission is just the phenomena of splitting of a heavy nucleus into two smaller nuclei. You have to see here, just a heavy nucleus is splitted into two lighter nuclei. So that is known as nuclear fission reaction. And how it will occur? That fission reaction is specially of two types, that are spontaneous fission and another is induced fission. The spontaneous fission will occur in the element in the periodic table whose mass number is greater than 240. So for example, uranium 92 235, when just in the fission reaction, it will break. It splits into two smaller nuclei, that is barium, krypton, two neutron, as well as some amount of the energy, and the amount of the energy is very huge. And that you have to see here that the mass is conserved and the charge is also conserved. How? You just see here 144.89 plus 2 equal to 235, as well as here 56 plus 36 plus 0, it will give 92. That means the reaction will obey the conservation of the mass and conservation of the charge and conservation of energy also here. Then come to that induced fission. In induced fission, what happens? We have to bombard a neutron with the with the uranium nucleus. That means uranium 92 to 35 is bombarded with a slow moving neutron, and when it is bombarded with a slow moving neutron, it will give uranium 92 to 36, and when it splits, it gives barium 56 141 plus krypton 36 92 plus 3 neutron plus some amount of the energy. And if you will observe here also, the conservation of the mass occurs and the conservation of the charge occurs. And just I have told that in the reaction, huge amount of the energy is released, and you know, according to famous Einstein's mass energy equivalent relation, you can calculate this energy from the formula that E equal to delta m into c square, where delta m is the mass defect, and which you have already know about the mass defect, the difference between the mass of the nucleons to mass of the total nuclei. Then one chain reaction that is included under the fission reaction. What is chain reaction? In the nuclear reaction, there is a release of extra neutrons, and that extra neutron can start another reaction by colliding with another nucleus. Chain reaction, that means the chain is just continued. You have to see here, when a slow moving neutron is bombarded with uranium 92 to 35, it will split into two, that is barium, krypton, and 3 neutron. And again these 3 neutron, that means this slow moving neutron again bombarded with uranium, it will give barium, krypton, 3 neutron, and the second neutron also bombarded with that uranium, and it will also give barium, krypton, as well as 3 neutron, and it will just continue in this manner. So in the first step, 3 neutrons are there, 3 neutrons released, and in the next step 9 neutrons released, and if we will discuss for the further step, 27 neutrons. The reaction is just continued like that, and so high amount of energy is released in this chain reaction. And the application that is the chain reaction can be controlled by the help of some moderators, and the rate of the chain reaction depends upon the multiplication factor K. We can say basing upon this multiplication factor, the chain reaction can be categorized as controlled or uncontrolled, when the reaction will stop. So that multiplication factor is defined as number of the neutrons present divided by number of the neutrons initially present. As you have seen just in the previous, that when uranium is bombarded with one slow moving neutron, then it splits into two parts, that is barium, krypton, as well as 3 neutrons. So there the initial number of the neutron is less than the number of the neutrons which is just present after the reactions. So when K is greater than 1, that is the uncontrolled reaction. If K greater than 1, that means number of the neutrons present is greater than the number of the neutrons initially present. So when after the reaction the number of the neutrons becomes greater than the number of the neutrons initially present, that is known as uncontrolled reaction. If k is very less than 1, that means when the multiplication factor is very less than 1, that means this factor will also less than 1, that means the number of the neutrons present is very less than the number of the neutrons initially present. When the chain reaction will occur, the neutrons which will just produced after the reaction, if less than the number of the neutrons present, then the reaction will stop. And if k equal to 1, that is controlled reaction. K equal to 1 means number of the neutrons present by number of the neutrons initially present equal to 1. So number of the neutrons present equal to the number of the neutrons initially present. That is known as the controlled reaction. And one application of this chain reaction is atom bomb. As you know, in atom bomb fission reaction will occur, and to prepare that atom bomb uranium is needed, and when the uranium just splits into two parts, it will emit huge amount of energy. So that is an uncontrolled nuclear fission reaction, which is also treated as chain reaction. And using uranium, the atom bomb is prepared, which will produce high amount of the energy. Then we have to discuss one factor that is known as critical mass. What is meant by critical mass? The critical mass is just the minimum amount of a given fissile material necessary to achieve a self-sustaining fission chain reaction under stated condition. That means to produce a chain reaction, we need uranium nucleus, but a fixed mass should be needed. That means before that fixed mass, it cannot the chain reaction cannot possible. So the minimum mass which is required to maintain that chain reaction, that is known as critical mass. For different nuclei it is different, and for example for uranium 235 at normal density, the critical mass is approximately 47 kg. It may not be visible, this is 47 kg, the critical mass of uranium. Then come to another basic reaction, nuclear reaction, that is nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion is just opposite to nuclear fission. In nuclear fission, what happens? A heavy nucleus is just splitted into two lighter nuclei. But in nuclear fusion, what happens? Two smaller nuclei just fused to give a heavy nucleus. And for example, when hydrogen 11 plus hydrogen 11 will fuse together, it will give helium 2,3 nuclei plus gamma particle plus high amount of energy, that is 549 MeV, mega electron volt. And this nuclear reaction takes place at very high temperature, so it is called thermonuclear fusion. Thermo means heat. When heat is produced, that is known as thermonuclear fusion. And one thing is there, the fusion reaction will occur at very high temperature. And one example, that inside sun the fusion reaction occurs. That means inside sun the hydrogen is fused to be helium in fusion process. The sun is a star, and the sun will get energy by this fusion reaction, but when this fuels will be end, then the sun may be die. So one short question will come, that in sun, in which process the energy is formed? So the answer is in fusion process, and that is also known as thermonuclear fusion, because much more amount of the heat produced there. And another example, another application of that nuclear fusion reaction is hydrogen bomb. And this hydrogen bomb works on the fusion process, and in fusion lots of energy is released, just like in fission. In fusion also lots of energy is released, and it is higher than the fission reaction. So hydrogen bomb is stronger and dangerous than atom bomb. As you know in 11th class that if we compare between the hot water and steam, steam is more dangerous, and it creates severe burn because the latent heat of steam is greater than the latent heat of hot water. Like that, in fission process lots of energy is released, in fusion process lots of energy is released, in atom bomb much more, means when the chain reaction occurs high amount of the energy is released, and in hydrogen bomb also high amount of the energy is released. But the amount of the energy released in hydrogen bomb is greater than the atom bomb, so therefore hydrogen bomb is more dangerous than atom bomb. Next, some questions are there regarding the conservation of mass or conservation of charge. I have solved 2 questions, and there are 3 questions for you. You have to solve your own. So the question is like that: find the value of X in the following reaction. The reaction is just uranium 92-35 plus neutron 01 give rise to krypton 36X. You have to fill that X plus barium 56-141 plus 3 neutron plus some amount energy. According to that conservation of mass, you have to see here the left side mass is 235 plus 1, and in right side X plus 141 plus here 3 neutron is there. Per neutron the mass is 1, so 3 neutron is there, 3 into 1, so it will be X equal to 230. This one is 236 minus 144, it will 92. So in place of X you have to put 92, and the result is krypton 3692. Then next question, balance the following nuclear reaction given neutron 01 plus uranium 92-35 plus barium 56 dash plus krypton 3689 plus neutron 01. This means how many neutrons are there plus some amount of energy is released, and you have to solve your like this. Conservation of mass will put, and the left side mass is 235 plus 1, and right side X plus 89 plus the number of the neutrons. And by applying the conservation of charge also you can calculate the number of the neutrons. And some problems for you: balance the nuclear reaction. Nitrogen 714 plus X give rise to carbon 614 plus hydrogen 11. You have to solve your own here the value of the X by applying the conservation of mass as well as conservation of charge. And next is neutron 01 plus uranium 92-35 give rise to barium 56. This atomic mass you have to fill up, plus krypton 3692 plus 3 neutron plus some amount of energy. You have to put here the conservation of mass. You can calculate the atomic mass of barium. And another question is there: on the basis of charge conservation, it is given that uranium 92-38 give rise to thorium 90-34 plus helium 2-3 plus neutron plus gamma ray. You have to write is this right or wrong on the basis of the charge conservation. So this is all about.